Hello, Education 1030 students. I hope that you had a great week last week. So, just to recap, last week we worked on chapter 6. This week, we're really going to be honing in on how do you remember what you've read so you can understand it, comprehend it, and also to help you study for exams and quizzes. So, we're really going to be diving in memory and some study techniques that are really going to help you to not only understand the content but also these skills are going to help promote deep learning, which is what we want, because we want you to make connections with the content that will ensure that you are going to be able to retain the information. So this week you obviously will be reading chapter 7. There are chapter slides to help you that go along with chapter 7 in the textbook, and then there is also a reading organizer. So remember, the reading organizer last week, you had to create your own reading organizer and submit it as well as your own outline. But we are going back to the way that we were doing it, the first 5 chapters, which is where I will provide you with the class notes. These review notes are what we call reading organizer. They are really good to help study for quizzes and the exam. So you're going to be able to complete this once you have went through all of the lesson activities and after you've read chapter 7. So you will complete that, and then I have here some learning resources in addition to the PowerPoint slides and the reading organizer. So there's 3 videos here for you that I recommend watching because I feel like it's going to connect to the content. Again, these are strategies that I'm trying to give you to help you be able to acquire and promote deep learning, but acquire the knowledge you need and make connections to the content. So whenever you are provided with extra videos, an article, an extra resource, feel please use these and utilize them to help you when you're studying. So the first video is about study habits, right? And there's 6 that it's really focusing in on for memory and retaining information. So basically 6 habits that successful students are able to incorporate into their studying. The next video is really about how do you stay focused, right? Because we have to focus and concentrate if we're going to be able to retain and understand the information. So this is really going to give you skills that's going to help you build focus and be able to concentrate when you're reading or going through course content material. The last one is really focusing on your memory. So in the textbook, we talk about memory and how there are tips that you can use to help improve your memory. So this is a video, a TED Talk really, that's discussing how you can improve your memory. And this one's focusing on a trick. So be sure to watch that. For your assignments, you're really going to just be doing 2 things this week. You are going to obviously have your chapter 7 quiz, but you will also be completing a discussion board. So the discussion board is how can you be more effective, right? So we want to be able to prioritize our tasks. We want to be able to study, but we want to do it in an efficient way. So we want to be able to study but it not take hours and hours and hours. So we have a video here that's really talking about how can you work smarter, not harder. So we want you to study smarts in a way that makes you where you have to study less in the end. So this video is really going to help you as far as developing a study strategy that's not it's the most effective way, and it really talks about effective time management and how you do it in the most efficient way. So this you are going to watch this video and then you will be completing the discussion that goes along with it. So for the discussion board, you will go to discussions and you will be clicking on chapter 7, study less, study smart. You will see here after you watch the video, you will be answering these questions here, right? So, what does an ideal study session look like? And think back on your study sessions and what they look like. What time of days do you study? Where do you study? Do you have any distractions? How do you overcome them? So, I want you to list 3 of them. and ways that you can deal with those distractions. And then you're going to respond to two other students. Now, remember, when you're responding, you need to think about what their study habits are or the distractions they deal with. And that's the things that you should be focusing on when you reply to them. Also, reminders when you are engaged in discussions, it is a two-way street. So, obviously, if you reply to them and then they reply to yours, or they ask you a question or they comment, you should engage with them more than one time. This is allowing for discussions that we would have in person, and we can get that same back and forth, if you will. So, don't just put something in there and never go back and look at it. There are alerts to let you know when people have responded to something or gave you feedback. You will see there's a bell with a notification that you will alert you. There's also one for discussion boards. It will alert you when anyone has responded to something, either myself or another student. So please be mindful of that and always go back in and check those and respond in a timely manner. All right, guys, as always, there is a discussion or assignment rubric that you should always be looking at before you submit anything. So just make sure you look at that. And then you will see here the dates of when the discussion is due as well as the quiz. So the quiz will close Thursday, March 21st at 11:30, and the discussion will also close at the same time, 11:30 on March 21st. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a great week. Until next time, take care.